Hello guys, I'm SOOOO. Welcome back to the channel and hopefully I have been missed. As you've probably noticed, I haven't put any videos up for quite a while now. It's been over a month and that has been because of some editing problems. My old faithful laptop finally died. This is a notebook I've had quite a few years. I got it in 2016 and that's before I was doing any video editing, any filming, any YouTube at all. So when I went out and looked for a notebook, all I was using it for was a word processor, looking at car parts on eBay, looking at cars on car forums, and that was about it. So this is all I need, just a simple notebook. Then when I started getting into editing, straight away I knew this was not meeting system requirements. It was so slow and everything was taking so long. All the videos that you see take me maybe 8 to 10 hours to edit. If it's one that's had lots of bits put together from past and present, all mixed together and pictures added in, sometimes the videos could take 15 hours to edit up just for a 15-minute video. And that's mostly because on this, I'd move something, have to wait for it all to refresh, clip another clip out, have to wait for it all to stagger along again. Even just transferring files, once I'd filmed them all, I'd put them in the side, put the memory card in, and then you just have to wait and wait and wait and wait. And then transfer them over to the hard drive and wait and wait and wait. And it was doable. I was getting videos. All the videos you've ever seen on YouTube have been edited up on this laptop. So we can't say we haven't got our money's worth out of it. But just in the last 6 months or so, it was just getting too painful. When I was ready to edit up a video, I'd come in, I'd get the laptop out, turn it on, then I'd have to plan a good 15-20 minutes for it all to fire up, get everything in line, get it ready. So I'd come in, get everything on the table, and before I could even plug anything in, I'd turn it on, and then just wait around. Mostly, I'd just watch another YouTube video of other people on my phone, or go and get something to eat or drink. And then I'd finally be able to plug the media into the computer and then wait again for it all to process across. And in the end, I ended up just leaving it on all the time, plugged into the charger, just so I didn't have to reboot it every time. And then eventually it was just getting so clogged up and so bad, the more stuff I had saved on it, so then I got an external hard drive and moved everything off, all the videos I've ever done, but it is still struggling. So I knew it was time to start looking at a new laptop. Now, I'm not a gamer, I know nothing about computers, I know nothing about laptops. I had no idea on computers what everything meant, what everything was relevant to. I didn't know what a CPU was, a GPU, what RAM was for, clock speed. I was much more interested in BHP and kilobyte times than clock speed times. For all my editing, I used Filmora X, so I needed to find out what the minimum specs for that was, because there's no point buying another laptop if I didn't even meet those specs. And I was in for a bit of a shock when I found out all the processing power that was needed for editing and film watching to the price of laptops. I think this one was about £300 and I never had any intention of paying any more than that for a laptop. It did its job, so I got the specs. I used Filmora X for my editing, so I got all the specs for them. And the minimum CPU it recommended, which is the main brain for the whole computer, is an Intel i5 or higher, running at a minimum of 2 GHz. Now I looked up the spec on this one, and this is an Intel Premium CPU and it runs at 1.6 GHz. So we were fighting a losing battle before we even started editing on this, so it's done really well. Wondershare also requires 16 gigabytes of RAM. This has 4 gigabytes, and they recommend at least a Geforce GTX 700 or higher graphics card. Now this one hasn't even got a graphics card, which is showing because you go to load up a video and it just sits there spinning and spinning, and eventually it buffers up and you can watch the video. Now this has got plenty of storage. It's got 1 terabyte hard disk drive, so we never had that as a problem. And it was good that I could store all the videos on here at once, but it was just getting so full, there's no way you could have 2 programs running at the same time. So I started looking at the specs that I needed to run the Filmora Wondershare, started looking at what laptops available, and I was in for a very big surprise. The processing specs that we need for this, especially the graphics card, was going to be pretty much a full gaming PC, and there is no way I was going to get anything down at the £300 mark. The ones that I needed were a minimum of £1,300, £1,400, £1,500 for a laptop, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. That's why I've just been waiting around, and that's why we haven't had any more videos lately. So I was going backwards and forwards. I've done all the research on what I needed, what the equivalents were, what could work and what couldn't work, but it's quite clear anything in this range was not going to work, and I was going to have to spend some pretty big money. So I've been putting it off and putting it off, and then I was chatting to my friend Tom at work, and he put it a bit more in perspective. He said if the Audi needed a part that was 1,200 quid, you wouldn't even think about it, you'd go out and buy it. And a quick flash of reality kicked in, and And I just bought the new rear brakes for the Audi, which was 650 quid. And I just bought a full set of tyres, which was 600 quid. And the Audi just sits on the driveway whole day. I hardly ever use it. So after that burst of inspiration, I started looking at the Black Friday deals because we're almost there. Looking at the specs that I needed, looking at what was available. And then on the Friday, I clicked the button and we got this. It's an ASUS F15 full gaming laptop. Now this was up for £1,500, which is way more than I wanted to spend. But on the Black Friday deals at Laptop Direct, they bumped this one down to £1,099, which is kind of where I want it to be. I want it to be 1,200 quid, still way more than I wanted to spend on a laptop. But I knew if I was going to carry on with this YouTube, it was what I was going to need. And hats off to Laptops Direct with the free shipping. I ordered it at 5 in the evening and it was at my house at 11 o'clock the next day. So a bit of an early Christmas present. A congratulations for doing so well on YouTube. We have a new unit. With it being a full-on gaming laptop, of course, it came with a load of stickers so they can go on the sticker wall. And the new unit. So it's the same size screen, about the same size as the old one, but with so much more power inside. And being a gaming laptop, it has got a flashy keyboard as well. So the Filmora required a minimum of the Intel i5 processor. This has got the 11th generation i7, so this far exceeds the minimum requirements, so this will future-proof us through. This is the latest processor out. I did originally look at the cheaper version of the F15. They do it with 11th generation 375 processor, but this is the 800, which has the 8 cores, 16 threads, so we will be able to fly things around, move bits, transfer files, and it's just gonna whiz through there. Also, the Filmora required a 16 gigabytes of RAM. This one's got 16 gigabytes and you can open it up to 32, there's some slots free. So we're going from 4 gigabytes of RAM, bump up to 16, so I'm gonna have programs running all over the place. It's also got 1 terabytes of storage, the same as this one, but this is on the SSD instead of a HDD, which apparently is a lot quicker for transferring files. And then the graphics card, as we said, this one hasn't got one. Filmora recommended the minimum of the Geforce GTX 700, which is a really old graphics card, and pretty much anything on the market exceeds that. But again, I exceeded the spec. I got the Geforce GTX 3060, so this will do full 1080p gaming, and to go along with that, it's also got the 240Hz screen, so it is crystal clear compared to this old technology, which looks like a bit of a Game Boy now compared to the new fresh screen. This one's got a ton of stuff on it that I'm not even going to use, so I've now got the technology. I could become a full professional gamer and start playing Minecraft with my kids, but I think this is going to be solely focused on editing. So now this one can be retired just for VAGCOM duties, and now we can play straight in with the F15. So this is going to be the first video I'm going to edit out with this, and I'm sure it's going to fly through. From all the work and the stress I had to do with this one, where you just move one little bit and then everything would buffer down and you just have to wait, where you'd swipe something and you'd have to wait, because if you swipe there again, once it did eventually all go down, you'd be swiping the wrong bit, and it just turned into a massive headache. But good news, all these weeks I haven't been posting videos, I've still been filming them, and I was so far behind. I've probably got 15 plus videos all filmed up, all ready to go, just sitting there on the memory cards. So now with this new laptop, I should be able to fly through them and get them all out to you. I've got at least 10 AutoShack videos to all edit up, from supercars to classic cars, to engine conversions, to classic hot hatches. I've got tons of footage that just needs all editing up. I've also got a couple of episodes of the Zafira GSI that I've got, that we've got a few engine building episodes on. And of course, as you've probably seen in here, I haven't moved house. This is the pink room. I've got 2 or 3 home renovation run videos all filmed as well. So now I'm going to connect the GoPro straight in, get all this footage up, edit it straight through, and I should have a video in no time at all. It's going to be such a fresh breath of air that I don't have to spend every evening, every night for a whole week editing up the videos, doing 2 or 3 hours every night just to get a video out on Friday. And then as soon as that one's published, I was getting straight back on the editing for the next video, starting to feel that it just wasn't worth it. I barely make any money from the YouTube, but a good thing that I have noticed, even though I haven't been posting any videos, all my graphs for performance and everything have stayed nearly exactly the same. We're still hitting 10,000 views a month. I'm still getting about 60 or 70 subscribers every month. I was a bit worried that because I hadn't posted any videos, it was just going to take a massive nosedive. But it does seem that YouTube has kind of recognised that you guys enjoy watching my content, so they've been promoting it as well. So I've got tons of new views came in from elsewhere, which does really make it worthwhile knowing that people are watching it and I'm not just sending these videos out to fresh air. So now if I can get a video all edited up just in a night, we might be able to flush all these videos that I've got saved up through, maybe get a couple out a week, and we'll be way back on track. So once again, thank you for always giving it a like, because YouTube have noticed and they have been promoting my stuff. So make sure you keep giving that thumbs up. If you just found this channel, we've got lots of exciting stuff coming up, mostly car related, but just of late, a lot of DIY as well. So let's get this thing fired up and get this video edited.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night boys by my side. Know that they ride or die.
And wow, what a breeze that was. This has made such a massive difference. It's always so glitchy on the old laptop, even after you'd rendered it, after everything was finished and processed, even playing through it. It was just really glitchy and laggy, and the audio wouldn't line up with where you were chopping out. But as you saw, it flew through it, no stutters, no rendering. Even before I'd rendered the video, this has made a massive difference. Admittedly, it wasn't the most difficult video to edit. I just had to chop out all the dead air and all the mistakes that I made. And to give you a little insight into YouTube real life, there's over half an hour of that video stream and it took up 10 minutes, 39 seconds. So that was half an hour just filming it, and it would have taken at least 2 evenings to edit that up on the old laptop. Whereas I saw on the GoPro, this one took 59 minutes. So I was under an hour editing. So if I can rattle out all the videos as quick as that, this is going to be an absolute game changer for me. With the YouTube, with trying to fit everything in my life, this is going to save so much time. I was just so impressed how it wasn't bothered with anything. Even when I was chopping lots of bits and doing dual layers and speeding it up as well. This has got 2 fans in it and you could hear them start to spin. So the processor was really starting to work, but it didn't even seem bothered. Just breezed through it, no problem. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you do give it a like. And if you have just found this channel, make sure you subscribe. We've got so many videos done and I've got so much planned to film. There's always something for everyone. So I'm going to start editing up the next videos, but until next time, make sure you have fun.